I'm going to introduce all of you to a very inspirational poem which is written by Rudyard Kipling. The title of the poem is If. Here we start. Let's have a brief introduction of the poet. Rudyard Kipling was born in Bombay on 30th of December 1865. He was an English journalist, a short story writer, a poet, and a novelist. He was one of the most popular writers in the United Kingdom. He was best known for his work, The Jungle Book, and he was the first English language writer to be awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1907. Let's learn some facts about this poem. If this poem was first published in Rewards and Fairies in 1910. It is in the form of an advice to Kipling's son, John, on how to lead a life of integrity and virtue. This is a didactic poem. What is a didactic poem? It means a poem which is written to give instructions, to advise. So here, the poet Rudyard Kipling is giving advice to his son. As you know, it is a motivational poem. It has a universal appeal and it inspires all of us. So, let's look at the title. The title itself, If, expresses a condition. In this poem, Rudyard Kipling says, if you exhibit certain good qualities and virtues, you will be a successful person. So let's start with the stanza one by one. The very first stanza, I'm going to recite the first stanza. Listen carefully. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies or being hated. Don't give way to hating. And yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. Before we proceed, let's have a look at the meanings of new phrases. The very first phrase, keep your head. It means not to get angry. Make allowance for. It refers to consider what others also have to say about something. The third one, being lied about. It means false things spoken about oneself by others. Next phrase, don't give way to hating. It means allow hatred to take control of oneself. And the last one, talk too wise, means show off one's knowledge. Coming to the explanation, we will see the first two lines of the first stanza. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. Here, the poet is telling his son that you should keep calm and not lose your temper when other people around you are losing their temper and blaming you for their errors. Keep your head cool. Why? You should keep your head cool. Because losing the temper intensifies a problem. A cool head makes you think wisely and face tough situations and find a solution. So, always keep your head cool. So, in next lines, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. Here, the poet is telling you should trust yourself. Have faith in yourself even when others doubt you. However, You should give a little consideration and thoughts to their doubt and find the reason for their suspicion. In next three lines, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. Here, the poet is telling you must have patience. Patience. Even if you are lied about, you should not stoop to the level of a liar. If you are hated, you must not become hateful. What beautiful lines! The last line of the first stanza, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. Here, the poet is telling that having acquired good qualities and wisdom, people generally feel proud and tends to show off. You should not appear to be better than what you actually are, nor should you talk in a manner that does not reflect what you are. So be yourself, be your own version, and be yourself. Show what you are in reality. Okay, so don't look too good, nor talk too wise. Be humble, be gentle. So let's see the next stanza. Listen carefully. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or wash the things you gave your life to, broken and stood, and build them up with worn out tools. Here, let's see the new phrases. Triumph, triumph means victory. Disaster means failure or tragedy or distress. Imposter, imposter means cheaters, one who deceives others by pretending to be someone else. Cheaters. Then knaves, knaves means cunning or dishonest people. And the phrase truth twisted by knaves, yeah, truth twisted by someone, it means change the truth to gain some advantage. So, coming to the explanation, we will see the lines, first two lines of the second stanza. Here I am reciting, listen carefully. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, so what does the poet want to say? He says, you dream. You dream to do something big, bigger, biggest. But these dreams should not be unrealistic, which can cause failure. So you should dream and think, but not get so caught up in dreams and thoughts that you lose your grasp on reality. Your thinking should be focused and not scattered, for it may mislead you or detach you from your main target, your main goal. Okay, so dream big and work on it. In next two lines, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. You know, triumph means victory, disaster means failure. And how should we how should we deal with such situations? Okay, so here the poet is telling that life is a combination of success and failure, joy and sorrow, good times and bad times. People becomes too happy and proud with small successes. which reduces the chances of growth to new heights. And in times of failure, in times of disaster, too much grief may cause loss of faith and confidence. So you must accept both your failure and success equally. Okay, so let's proceed to the next lines. If you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools. So here the poet is telling dishonest and harmful people. Dishonest and harmful people may misinterpret or even deliberately twist your words to use it in their favor. You must be able to handle such a tricky situations. Now, next two lines. Or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stood and built them up with worn out tools. So, here the poet says it is important to be able to pick oneself up and start again. If you fail at something that took a lot of time and efforts to build, so you should never lose your hope. You should be hopeful and you must always be prepared to start again from scratches. So never give up, be hopeful. Now let us see the last stanza, stanza 3. I'm reciting it, listen carefully. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son. Now, before coming to the explanation, let's have a look at the new phrases. So, keep your virtue, it refers to keep one's goodness or morals under any condition, any circumstances. The next one, lose the common touch, it refers to refuse to interact, communicate with common people. And the next one, count with you. It means be equally important to you. Unforgiving minute, it refers to the time that does not wait for anyone. Then next one, 60 seconds worth of distance run. So it means make good use of every second of your life without wasting it. And the last one, you will be a man. It means you will be a good and perfect human being. Let us see the explanation of this poem line by line. The first two lines, if you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch. Very beautiful lines written by poet. Here the poet is telling that we should connect with people from every strata of the society. We should be able to talk with the common people without losing our virtue or moral values, and at the same time walk with kings without losing touch with reality. Next lines, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. Foes means enemy. Okay, so here the poet is telling that you should develop a healthy relationship with everyone around so that neither enemies nor loving friends can hurt us. It means you should build yourself strong enough mentally, emotionally, so that no one can hurt you, no one can disturb you. Okay? Now next lines. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run. Time is very precious. Here, 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. You know it well. Okay, so time is here called unforgiving. Times waits for none. So you must make it sure that you should every second of your life for a good purpose, for a productive work. Never, never misuse your time, never waste your time. Okay, so the last lines of this poem are very beautiful. Yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you will be a man, my son. So here the poet says to his son, if you fulfill all the conditions mentioned so far, then the earth is yours, the world is yours. And what is more, you would be a complete and a perfect human being. So, what are those conditions the poet is talking about? Yeah, he's talking about not losing temper, not to deal in lies. Victory and defeat is same for you. Not to be tired by waiting, not to give way to hating, keeping virtue while talking with common people, being calm and patient in challenging and difficult situations, and use each and every moment of your life for good work, for productive purposes. So, and many more. Okay, so the poet says that if you are able to do all these things, which is quite challenging but not impossible, you can do it, then you will be a great leader, you will be a great ruler, and above all, you will become a real man. So, here the poet is inspiring his son to be a real man, and he's inspiring all of us to become a good, a perfect human being. Hope you too get inspired by this beautiful inspirational poem, and you would try your level best to be a good human being. Thank you very much for listening me patiently.